Hey there, fellow humans, fellow people, real dudes, human dudes. It's me! It's your crazy old Valentine, you know? Maybe not so old these days. Now that I shaved off my beard, so not so old, huh? So welcome back to the show. Today, I'm actually doing a little bit different. I'm exploring the road. Outside the city, let's put it that way. So, idea for today's show actually came to me on the fly just a couple of minutes ago. I wanted to talk about toxic masculinity, but frame it in a little bit of a different context. Like, okay, maybe not a different context, not at least right now, just out of nowhere, out of my ass, but at least give you my experience. Well, not all of it, but one side of it at least, with that thing. So, when I was serving in the military, I came there more or less, how to put it, libertarian in the philosophy, in the worldview, or like neoliberal or something like that. Basically went something like, well, I care for myself, you all fuckers go care for yourself. Kind of that mindset. But in general, I am just like it is in my character, I don't know why, that I do care about other people. It's just that when I initially came to the military, well, at first I knew nothing how it worked, and like what was to be expected, what was not to be expected. Like, I don't know, if let's say physical abuse, like somebody's being abused, it's not the question of can I do something about it, or like should I do something about it. It's a question of more, can I do anything about it here? Like, is this something that can be dealt with? Like, is there a way to address this issue in this context? Or just, no, it's just a fact of life, you know? It's like, I don't know. We live under capitalism, and right now there are dying, starving children in the fucking Africa or whatever. And, like, I can't do anything about that fact. I can do my best to, like, donate to charity or shit like that, but I generally cannot just go to Africa and, like, save all the children. I literally have no money for that. So, where was I? Yeah. When I came to the military, I had this approach where I would care for myself and try to understand how the system works. And in general, before the military, I, as I already said multiple times, I am very, how do I say it, introverted. Yeah. It's when, like, I don't interact with other people too much. At school, at university, I never really had like a social group. I was never a part of any kind of group. I had individual other people with whom I interacted sometimes, but most of these times were because they initiated the conversation. Like, I am pretty talkative. I'm a very talkative guy, let's put it that way. But in general, I'm kind of self-content, you know. I'm just sitting there or just walking around at university, at school, giving no fuck. I have my own thoughts, I have my own ideas. I don't initiate conversations just out of my ass, out of nowhere. If I want to ask you something, then I'll come, but in general, no. Why would I ask anybody other than when I have my own mind, you know? I didn't read fucking Cant, who said that, no, you cannot, in fact, just use your own fucking mind to understand everything. Irrelevant. And that was not Cant's point, but you know. So, when I came there, that was my approach. Just care for myself and see what comes. And as I was serving my duty, I started noticing something. I started noticing the phenomena of weakness and how different people manage that phenomenon for themselves and for other people, for other soldiers. So weakness comes in a multitude of forms. You can get sick and now you're suddenly weak. You can get, I don't know, homesick. You can be unjustly prosecuted for something you didn't do. Just happens, just random bullshit. It's part of life. Unjustly prosecuted for something you didn't do, and then you're weak. You can be weak both because, I don't know, they put up some sort of punishment on you, or ostracized you, like socially, or I don't know, whatever. Or because they emotionally, just degraded you to the ground. I don't know, whatever. When I say they, I'm usually referred to, higher ups. That's okay. Not a big deal. And overall, the place where I served, it was more or less, normal. Just regular old, random military thing. Yeah, doesn't matter. So, that is weakness. And there were two approaches to weakness. There were people who would... how do I put it correctly? Capitalize is not a good word here. It's more like who would parasitically feed on the other people's weakness to, it's not even cover up theirs, it's more like build an image of themselves that weakness is not a part of. Because basically when you're making fun of somebody's weakness, the message, the image that you're building is, well, weakness is pathetic. I am not, you cannot make fun of something if you have that thing as well. Unless you're a hypocrite and you don't notice that. But in general, they were hypocrites. But this is the brand. This is the image they were building in the minds of other soldiers. It's well, fuck, I ain't weak. Look at this weak bitch here. This weak jerk face. La ha ha. Lol lol lol. Kick his ass, because he's weak. That was the kind of approach. Basically, they put people down. If somebody was weak, they put them down. And that was one approach, yeah. Another approach, well, of course, there was approach I don't give a fuck, don't touch me. That was my initial approach. But another approach, proactive with weakness, was to, on the contrary, try to cover it up, help the other person in whatever means possible. I don't know, cheer them up or help them in their needs, help them with something they need to do and they just can't, or whatever. Just try to help them and cover for weakness in this way. And now here, it's a very interesting little switcheroo. See, the people who would prey on weakness and build their personal brand on hating weakness, they would, of course, build their image as, well, I'm not weak. Fuck. Like, fuck weakness. But we knew, okay? We're all fucking people. Everybody knew that you can be weak, you can be vulnerable. There can be some task that you might need help with, and not even just physical help, maybe sometimes psychological help. And such incidents with those people, they did occur. So, despite all their best efforts to say, well, I'm not weak, I'm not a bitch, they were weak, okay? It was part of them. Like, this weakness was a part of them. Oh, man, it's a different city. Okay, not a city, town. These, like, small towns all around. Beg your pardon. So, they, despite ostracizing and, like, hating on weakness, they had weakness episodes, and we knew that. They were just, you know, this image of themselves that they are not weak, but in fact they sometimes needed weakness, and the other guys would help them out, you know, whatever. Needed weakness. You don't need weakness. They would have weakness. Experience it. On the contrary, however, the soldiers, like, in general, people who would help people out, who would cover up for people's weakness, we knew, like us soldiers, we knew that when they were weak, they most likely wouldn't need our help, because they have helped oh so many other people that they likely had it covered. They would likely just ask somebody. They had social connections with other people where they would probably, like, they won't even need to ask. They would just come around and say, like, I don't know, while dying, and like, fuck, I have this ridiculous amount of work that my surgeon gave me, or whatever, that I need done. Like, as I was a hacker, quote unquote, just paper guy. So we had, like, all sorts of documentation and computers that if they're broke, well, fuck you, it's your problem, not mine. So if somebody, you know, we were dining and some of the other computer guys said, well, fuck, my computer broke, you know, it was likely that I or some other computer guy would say, hey, you know, you want me come over, you know, or it wasn't like that, you know, hey, do you want me to help you with that? Not like that. That's another thing, you know. You can help people in different ways. It was likely something like, you bitch, you fucker, you fucking it up again. Yeah, what do you need to pour cola on it or whatever? Okay. I'll go take all the parts from that computer and put it in mine, you know, show me where it is. It was just random, just bragging it like that. Yeah, that was fun, and we would come over and we would see what was actually wrong with it while bullshitting each other. And we'll help the poor guy. Like, somebody would have a part, or we would figure out how to fix it together, I don't know. Something like that. So, my initial point was, and still is, that weakness is something that happens to everybody, regardless of your personal branding and saying like, oh fuck, no, I'm such a strong, tough boy, I'm a very big Mr. Big Dick, no weakness guy. That's definitely something that cannot happen to me. No, that'll happen to you. You know, you'll be psychologically weak, you'll be afraid of something, or you'll be angry about something, or you'll need help with something ridiculous that just came out of nowhere. And good people will be there for you, to help you. Of course, they will be. We will be. But wouldn't it be oh so nicer if when other people were weak, you didn't like take off your underwear and shit on their head, saying, "Oh, you weak. You are weak here." Like, it's obvious. It's ridiculously obvious to anybody that you are the weak here. You are the bitch. Like, you are so fucking insecure about being weak that you would just put other people down. Whereas, on the contrary, if you help other people, if you work together, if you just come around and, I don't know, give emotional support at least, like pat somebody on the shoulder, or I don't know, punch them on the shoulder and say, "You bitch, stop being a bitch, you bitch," just laugh about it with them. Like, that's just so much better, because that is how you combat weakness. Not by, bullshitting that you don't have it, but by providing for the others when they are experiencing weakness, and in return, when you are down, we will come help you out, bruh. Of course we will. You're a bruh, You were with us through trials and tribulations. We had the common experiences of, helping each other out. Like, come on, that's some team building shit. Yeah, and I know that kind of sounds obvious, but fuck no, it was not obvious in the fucking military. I had to fight with so many people about, "Hey, why are you helping other guys, You should think about yourself. It's their problem, not ours." Fuck no! It was my problems, quote unquote, because it only benefited me in the grand scheme. Because by the end I was living in the military, I always brag about it. But I had this entire amazing network of people that I could just reach out and say, "Hey, I need help with this. Oh, can you do this for me? I don't know, this little thing or that little thing, just random things. Like, hey bro, come on, I need something from you." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, bro." Because you help other people, you build this awesome, amazing structure, this team, and it's just amazing. Whereas if you just on your own, the best thing you get is your higher-ups, and they don't give a crap about you. Like, when my computer broke in the military, do you think higher-ups ever cared? They just whined about how you destroyed it with your ass, I don't know, whatever. And you're like, "Okay, I'll fix it." And a week would come, and another would come, and I would keep running. That's a whole other story how I managed to pull that shit off. But basically, when I'll put it that way. When I came to the military, okay, in my how do you call it? In my little division, not division. Division is a big thing. In my group, maybe. In my group, okay, whatever. I don't know. In my military unit. Oh, in my unit. There you go. That's a good one. Because it's universally applicable. In my unit, we had a shitty, terrible, disgusting piece of shit computer that was half alive, okay? Year later, when I was living in the military, I had a more or less pretty good computer built out of random shit that I got from other people. And I had two fucking shitty computers just in case, held up in my little reserve that I built for myself. I would use them for myself. If my computer ever got destroyed by some random accident, I would use them as donors for or get parts out of them and help the other guys out. Just yeah. That's my experience with the toxic masculinity of being all about you, all about yourself, being like, "Oh, you gotta care for yourself, fuck that shit." You gotta help other people, so that other people will help you. You know, bruh. We're human dudes. We experience commune. We do community. and also, you know what? Higher ups, fuck them in their fucking ass. I'm an anarchist, so fuck all that. Well, I don't know. And at least it was fun in the military, you know, because nobody gave a shit. They only demanded things from you. They wouldn't move their pinky to do something for it. They just like, you do me this. but it's impossible, Your Highness. Yeah, you do. And, that's actually a funny attitude. Like, there was, I'll quote it like, task given. Task given, you know, I gave you the task, do it. It does, like, nothing you can say, like, oh, well, actually, we don't have paper. Task given, you know, print 1,000 paper pages of document. But, sir, we don't have paper. Task given. Yeah, fuck that. So, yeah, that's my life in the military, and the toxic masculinity and bullshit like that, and why you shouldn't do it, why you should be a kind person, you know, help others out, and they'll help you, you know. It's just be a good guy. Don't be a dick, you know. Just like that, you know. Build a team, you know. Go team, even though I'm individualistic and introverted, fuck that shit. even if I individualistic introverted like guy can build a team, come on, anybody who's like extroverted probably do it 1,000 times better. So yeah, fuck that shit. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, you know, give me a ring a bell, you know. Put a comment how, oh no, that's totally all bullshit, and you know, that is tough, and you need to be whatever. I don't give a fuck what you need to be. Like, put it in the comment section down below, and just know in advance, fuck you. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.